Warm afternoon nap, an epilogue. A very depressing epilogue. Warm sunlight. I think this is the only route where Shiki actually dies. Or supposedly dies. I feel the bright sunlight coming in from the window and I open my eyes slowly. I start to wake up. The sky outside the window is a clear blue and it tells me that today is going to be a beautiful day. It might be because I slept in an unfamiliar bed, but my body still feels a bit heavy. And I can see why you guys might think that this is Shiki, this is from Shiki's perspective, because it's his room. But, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and spoil this. It's Akiha. This is not Shiki's perspective anymore. I stretch out a bit and get up. I hear a knock on the door. Excuse me. Hisue comes in with a bow. Hisue shuts the door as if she had a lot of experience doing it. A quiet morning. Looking at her acting like it was natural for her to come into this room, I feel for a while that this is my own room. Good morning, Akiha-sama. Yep. Did you sleep well last night? Yes, I did. I'm sorry for saying such selfish things as me wanting to sleep in Nissan's room. No, it is not a problem. I think Shiki-sama is also happy for you to use this room. Hisue says this haltingly. I see. You don't give up easily, Hisue. Nissan should be happy that you think of him that much. Akiha-sama? It is true, right? I'm going to get changed and go to the sitting room. Can you go tell that to Kawaku? Yes. Excuse me, Akiha-sama. Hisue exits the room quietly. The room suddenly feels lonely. Nissan did not bring any of his belongings here. There is only a bed and a desk. Really, how could you sleep in such an empty room, Nissan? I'm surprised. I would have obtained for him anything he wanted, but Nissan did not ask for anything. I guess he was reserving himself a bit, but he was basically a person with no desires for things. He was like that from the time we were small. He said with a smile that he did not want anything and that he was happy if we were with him. But that made me uneasy. He did not leave anything and he was not restricted by anything. And he let me know as a child that to be free is to be lonely. I look out the window. The view Nissan was always watching. The forest is illuminated under the blue sky. After that, I slowly woke. In the garden filled with dead leaves. I slowly moved my collapsed body. I was still alive. My hair was returned to black, and I did not feel the rage in my blood. I was feeling rather well, and that load I had always had in my body was lifted. I could almost say it disappeared. Yes, since I was a child, that load that was there since I wished to save my brother was gone, as if it never existed. That load was painful for me, but it was also a load that relieved me. I always had half of my energy, and I always felt the load, but I was happy. Because that load was Nissan, and I could feel Nissan as long as I felt that load. But that started to feel really light. I looked around the garden. I could not see Shiki anywhere in that night of falling leaves. Then I understood why I was able to live, why Tono Akiha returned to the original Tono Akiha. Yep. So the Akiha route is definitely more of a tragic route than anything. I think most of these routes are, except for maybe the endings where you get like a good ending. Except for the CL route. The CL route does have a good ending. Speaking of which, we'll have to go back to that just to get the good ending for that sometime. But the true ending for the CL route wasn't really sad. The true ending of the Arcade route is sad because the true ending of the Arcade route, Arcade disappears. But in the good ending, she sticks around, and you basically, I guess, spend the rest of your life with her. I'm not sure, but I mean, this is the only one where it has some pretty bad outcomes. This is more of a bittersweet one, I would say. Like the other ending you can get is just a really fucked up one where you just feed Akiha as a vampire. So it's either really fucked up or just bittersweet. It is really nice outside, and I can't stay like this forever. I have to change and eat breakfast so I can go to school on time. I come down to the dining room and finish my breakfast. It is only a little past 6. I should be able to relax for a few more minutes. Akiha-sama. What is it, Hisue? I've never seen her have that expression. She looks angry. Would you like to relax too? Hisue looks at me with an angry expression. No, it's more like she's staring at me. It is a bit unusual for that calm Hisue. It does not seem like you would like to join me for some morning tea. Is there something you would like to say? Yes. Please forgive my rudeness, but why did you transfer schools again, Akiha-sama? I see. It's about that. The fact that I've transferred back to my original school must mean something to Hisui, since she does not believe Nissan has died. Why do you ask? I transferred to that school since Nissan was there. Now since that reason is gone, it's only natural for me to go back. It does not look like Hisui is convinced. Or what is it? Are you saying I should have stayed at that school even though Nissan isn't there? Yes, it is not like Shiki-sama has died. If such a thing is done, Shiki-sama will feel sad. Impossible. How can someone who's not here anymore feel sad, Hisui? I get up from the sofa. It's still a bit early, but I should leave. Hisui, can you tell Kawaku to get ready? Oh, and I will probably live in the dormitory from now on, so I will leave you two in charge of the mansion. I will make it official within this week, so I will give you the details when I come home. Akiha-sama. Yes, what else do you have to say, Hisui? Akiha-sama, are you going to forget about Shiki-sama? Yeah, she's acting very, really weird about this. She just seems very nonchalant about it. No, but it's a waste of time thinking about someone who's not here anymore. I get the feeling she's bottling up a lot of her emotions, but I don't know. I leave the room. I walk into the lobby, feeling Hisui's eyes on my back. I actually have to agree with Hisui for once. At least she's acting normally about all this. Usually she acts like a robot, but here she actually is acting normal, and that she's kind of sad and a bit offended by the way Akiha is acting. I think I would be too. I'd be like, God damn, it's been I don't think it's been that long since he died either, and she's acting like, oh well, it's no big deal. Please take care on your way, Akiha-sama. Kawaku walks me to the gate and bows. I'm going. I will be back this afternoon, so we can talk then. Yes, but it is a bit regrettable since I will no longer be able to see you off anymore like this. Jeez, even you say that. This is just like before Nissan came. I only came back on the weekends back then. That's true, but now that Makihisa-sama is dead, there's no reason for you to come back here, Akiha-sama. You will only come back here during long vacations, right? Yes, I would think so. What do the maids even do when she's gone? They don't really have any... I mean, there can't be that much to clean if there's nobody living there. I mean, they'd pretty much be out of a job. I nod and feel that I cannot hide anything from Kawaku. The only reason I came back to the mansion was because my father wanted me to. Now that father is dead and I do not have responsibility as the successor until I graduate, there is no reason for me to come back to this mansion. Because when I graduate, I will live in this mansion for the rest of my life. It's stupid to let go the last free time of my life. But I won't hire anyone else. Please keep up your good work, Kawaku. Yes, please come back here at least once a month, Akiha-sama. Okay, I'll try. It's time. My driver knocks on the door to tell me that it's time for me to leave. Akiha-sama? Is it really alright? What are you talking about? Are you going to say what Hisui has said to me too, Kawaku? No, it is alright then. Take care, Akiha-sama. Kawaku bows. Leaving her in front of the gate, the car starts to drive down the hill. I look up at the flowing scenery. Are you going to forget everything, Akiha-sama? I did not say anything when Hisui asked me that question, because it's each person's choice. It doesn't matter to me if Hisui does or does not believe in Nissan's death. Yeah, it is kind of suspicious his body disappeared. I mean, people kind of debate whether he's dead or not. I don't know, his body's gone. I assume that maybe, here's my guess, maybe CL took his body or something. I don't really know. But, I'm not sure. I really don't know. I mean, if Akiha can't feel his life force anymore, then that would pretty much say he's dead. Unless there's something that, we haven't been told about. I'm not sure. It's really kind of... There's evidence to suggest either one, I suppose, that he may still be alive, or that he could be dead, but his body was moved. I really don't know. It's kind of an up to interpretation thing. Hisui wishes that Nissan is alive. It's like wishing for a full count game-winning grand slam. Seeing that my thoughts are meaningless, I laugh at myself. Because that is also my wish. Are you going to forget about Shiki-sama? Should I have answered that it will never happen? I know that it is impossible for Nissan to be alive. Because the only way for me to turn back is for Nissan to give back his life. I know that fact more than anybody, but still, I am believing in him just like Hisui. Because it's still there. I look up at the sky. The heartbeat that was there since I gave Nissan half of my life. The load that I felt like I had another heart in me. The beating is still there. Oh, okay, so it's not completely gone. So more evidence to suggest he might still be alive. It is really weak and faint, but it is still there. It does not beat and it feels like a rock, but I'm certain it is still there. So while I'm disagreeing, I believe more than Kawaku or Hisui or anyone else in the world that Nissan is still alive. He is going to come back one day. I should go back to my normal life since there are no problems. I really felt like they should have ended this with him coming back instead of just, you know, saying, oh, he might be alive, you know, like, don't fucking do that. That, I don't know, it just kind of pisses me off. It's like, either go with one or the other. Is he dead or is he not dead, you know? I don't know. I come back to the mansion. I believe there will only be a few more times that I will be coming back home like this. I think aloud and I allow myself some sentimentality. I'm in the forest. I have not set foot in this place since that night. There are too many memories here. The garden me and Nissan played around in as children. The night when we snuck out of the mansion to watch the stars. The enclosure of the trees when I talked with Nissan when he came back. And the forest where I woke up in after that incident. He really is an idiot. I told him so much to kill me, and still. Nissan chose to sacrifice himself. I knew he would have chosen to do that. That is why I made him promise, but Nissan did not listen to a word of what I said. Yeah, he was like that since he was a kid. Nissan only did what he believed was right. He always sacrificed himself for others. Yes. Whenever Hisui or I were scolded by father, Nissan took our blame. When I was about to be killed by Shiki, he saved me. And when I could not turn back, I didn't even ask him to, but I stopped the tears that were about to come out. I'm not sad. Rather, I'm mad. I'm really mad this time. He only thinks about himself and does not take into account how I feel. I really won't forgive him this time. But when the person to say that to is not here, to where should I release my emotions? Nissan is not here. There is no feeling that he is going to come back. The warmth in my heart is gone, and only the weight of what seems to be dead remains. Uh-oh. That's the only certain thing in me. I feel uneasy when I think about it. I feel like giving up and thinking that it might be useless no matter how much I try. I believe that Nissan is still alive somewhere. The load inside me is really faint now, but it is still there. So I want to believe he is alive. I want to believe, but Nissan, if it's this quiet, I feel like I might forget someday, and I'm waiting for Nissan. But it is hard to keep my belief in him. The load's still in my chest. While it might be a proof that Nissan is alive, I'm scared that it might be proof that Nissan is dead. Jeez, I can't let anyone see me like this. I let out a breath and decide to head back to the mansion. And then, I hit something with my feet. Huh? I could not see it under the leaves, but something is there. Hey, some metal blade that shines in the setting sun. Is it a hand sickle or something? It's dangerous for Kawaku to leave tools lying about. No, it's not. As I notice, I forget to breathe as I pick it up. Thump. Yes, only once. When I grabbed the knife, what was dead inside me came alive. I do not know what kind of connection it was. Was there a special connection between him and the knife? But still, for a moment, I could feel his heartbeat inside me as I used to. No, stronger than ever before. Maybe his heart is the knife? Is that what it's getting at? Something warm flows down my cheeks. Even after noticing it as my tears, I still do not wipe them away. He's alive. With just that fact, I cannot think. I don't know where he is. It doesn't tell me how he's doing. But I know. Nissan is alive. It was only once, but I certainly felt Nissan's warmth and I was able to embrace it. I take a deep breath and swallow my words. I can believe. That heartbeat is enough. No matter what happens in the future, I feel like I can believe in Nissan and wait for his return. That makes me real happy. Yes, I will hold on to it for you, Nissan. I put away the knife that said Nanatsu Yoru and turned my back to the forest of memories. The forest is tinted red. I say goodbye to the forest which carries so many memories, because I can make new memories, and there are things I must do. I won't be indulging in sentimentality anymore. Now then, I go back to the normal life I'm having as myself, and no matter how long it may take, I'm going to believe that he will come back someday, and keep waiting for him until he does. Oh my god. Well then. I do not know what to say about that other than that is... I do like that ending, but it's also just very... It's very much a bittersweet ending. It's a very, It's depressing, but it is at the same time hopeful. I did like that, but yep, that was the Akiha route. Again, these routes aren't very long. I feel like the longest route we did was the Arcade route, and probably so far, in my opinion, the best one. I guess the next route we'll be doing is the Maids routes, and I'll be honest, I've only played like a little bit into Hisui's route, so I think I was maybe a little bit, like maybe about halfway into her route, so after we get to a certain point in that route, everything will pretty much be blind. This playthrough will pretty much be a blind playthrough after that, after we get more into Hisui's route and we get into Kohaku's routes, because I haven't played Kohaku's route at all, so yeah. That's, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I think Arcwade's route was my favorite. CL, I would say, is probably my second favorite. Akiha, well, her character is interesting, like, and this is a different route. I did like it, but I didn't like it as much as, the first two routes, in my opinion. This is kind of different with, like, you know, this in comparison to, like, Fate Stay Night, where, like, the first route of Fate Stay Night is, like, the worst one, and then the last one is probably the best. So this one is sort of different, like the first one is the best one, and then everything else is good, but not quite as good. So, yep, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you are not crying right now. Yeah, that was, the Akiha route. Hope you all enjoyed this, and, I guess I'll let the credits play out here, and I'll see you all later. Or I'll see you all for the, Hisui route. Whenever I decide to do that.